Hi, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you for joining me again. If you're new here, make sure you hit the subscribe button and the bell notifications, turn them on just so that you know when I upload a video, and it also helps me out. So this video, I wanted to talk to you all about anxiety. I did put something on my Instagram the other day about what sort of people were wanting in terms of videos, topics that they'd like me to talk about, and this was one of them. Something that's quite personal to me, so it is going to be not the easiest, let's say, for me to talk about this. So yeah, here goes. Basically, anxiety, what the hell is it? So some people suffer with it, some people don't, some people know what it is, some people don't, some people understand, some people don't. In a nutshell, what I want you to do is just go with me on this one. Okay, so imagine you have just been invited to a party. So basically this party is going to be super fun. There's loads of people there that you know, lots of people there that you don't know, so there's loads and loads of people there that you could make new friends with, and you're initially mega excited about it, but there's 2 weeks between now and the party. So what do? You go home, you are excited about it, but then there's something telling you, hold on a second, hold on a minute, don't get too excited, because let's just assess what could happen at that party. Loads of shit could happen. There's going to be all people that you don't know, people that might look at you, judge you, criticise you for what you're wearing, what you look like. Also, you might fall over and smack your face on the floor. You also might go and your dress might rip. Someone might be wearing the same outfit as you. Also, there might be people there that you don't know. So you have to talk to people that you don't know. Loads of things that could go wrong. So don't get too excited about it. So then what you do for the rest of the 2 weeks is go to bed worrying about it, thinking, maybe I just won't go. No, you gotta go, you gotta go. No, maybe I just won't go. Oh, maybe I'll just call her and say, no, I can't make it. No, you've got to go, you've got to go. Okay, so this goes on for like 2 weeks. And then it's the day of the party. So, you know, you're kind of excited, but you're kind of a bit nervous because you've been worrying about this for the last 2 weeks. What do? You call your mate up and say, sorry, I'm not going to make it today. Or you don't even bother calling your mate, just don't go. That is anxiety. So for some people that's an over-exaggeration, for some people that is quite an under-exaggeration, and for some people that's not what happens. They might suffer with completely different type of anxiety, but for me that has happened before. Not necessarily in those exact ways, but you know, ultimately I've been invited somewhere, or I've got an event or something is coming up, and I have overthought, if that's a word, the shit out of it for however many days leading up to it, and then on the day I've thought, no, I actually can't even do this, so I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to go. I'm not going to go and see that person. I'm not going to go to that party. And stress and anxiety is something that can really hinder relationships with people. One thing that I wanted to really talk about in this video that I not have struggled with, but it's taken me a long time to be able to actually manage it. It's not going to be a video where, you know, I'm not trying to preach anything. I'm not trying to tell you what you should do. I'm not a frigging life coach or anything like that. Basically, I am just giving you things that I do to help me manage my anxiety. A little bit of my own history. I first found out that's what I suffered with when I was like, I don't know, 19. And it was actually my mum that said, I think you might suffer with anxiety. Funnily enough, my mum has never suffered from it. She doesn't really understand it, but she understood me enough to say, I think this might be what it is. I was felt angry because I didn't know what was wrong, because I was worrying about things and I didn't know what I was worrying about. And obviously my mum knows me, and she's the one that said. And then there's been different things that has happened in my life that have triggered it. Basically now at 27, I know exactly what triggers it. I know that I'm gonna get anxiety the week before my period every single friggin' month, and it's gonna last a whole week. If there's certain relationships, whether it's between me and Jack, if there's things happening at work, any sort of relationship issue, whatever relationship that is, that would be a trigger for me. Certain social situations, being in large groups of people with people that I don't know, for me is literally a nightmare. Like last night I went to an event, I went on my own, I knew a couple of people there, but I literally knew 1 or 2 people in the whole room. The rest of the room I had no idea. But now I had a little anxiety attack before I went, but I got there and it was absolutely fine. And now I sort of can do those sorts of things and manage how I'm feeling, and in the end it's always okay. So, long-winded intro. So this is my top tips on how to manage anxiety. Number 1, think about the trigger. So think about what has caused that trigger. Something has triggered that to happen, whether it's a hormonal imbalance, whether it is that relationship, whether it is that little comment that somebody made, you know, whatever, how small or how big that trigger is, you know, it's not always something that's really big, but just really go back and think about what you believe to have triggered it. There's certain foods that you've eaten, like me for example, this in here is not, well, it is coffee, but it's decaf. I noticed that, well, I read that coffee basically, especially with people with PCOS, triggers stress and anxiety a lot more if you suffer with PCOS. So what I thought, well, I kept struggling with anxiety every month, at the same time every month. I knew that it was hormone based, so I read a bit online about what I could do to try and help it, to prevent it. One of the things that was coming up was alcohol, and the other one was coffee. Now, anyone that knows me knows I frigging love a glass of wine. I didn't want to give that up. Now, I don't drink wine every day, I don't drink alcohol every day. So when I do drink it, I'm sort of more prepared for anxiety. I mean, they don't call it booze demons for nothing, do they? But coffee, or caffeine in general, I was drinking it every single day. I would get up, I would have a coffee, I would get to the gym, I'd have a coffee, I'd have a pre-workout, I'd have probably a can of Monster a day. I would have Monster with the coffee, with the caffeine in. So I was probably drinking a lot of caffeine, and I thought, well, okay, one thing has got to give. So I just thought, well, I'll try it for a month, and now I've been caffeine free for like 6 weeks, and fingers crossed I have noticed a massive difference. It's not cured me but it has made a difference, because, you know, it still happens. Hormones still happen in your body. Anything that can help is a help, isn't it? So number 2, I've called it assess the damage. Assess every scenario, literally lay down, metaphorically speaking, or if you want to write them down, whatever. I just think, can I get over that? Probably. Basically, I just sort of think about all the possible scenarios that could come out of it, and the worst one, I assess that and just think, can I get over that? Can I get over the fact that I'm going to have a period in 5 days and I'm pretty fucking hormonal right now, and I'm just anxious about it. I'm self-critical. Am I going to get over that? Yes, I absolutely am. You're not going to have a breakdown, love. Number 3, get out of there. Just do something that takes your mind off it. Read. I do something that would get me as an escape. So when I've been in my toughest times, I would obviously read, take myself for walks, you know. People suggest things like yoga, and, you know, if that is an escape for you, then, and that works, I absolutely would say go and do that. For me, it was dance. I would go to this dance class every Sunday night from 7, was it 7 or 6:30? I don't know, 6:30 let's say, until 10 p.m. at night. I would be there until 10 o'clock at night, until they literally had to push me out of the door. And I would be dancing with men that were like 80, and I was probably old enough to be their granddaughter, but I friggin' loved it. It was literally an escape from my whole week. I'd leave there, I'd feel great, I'd feel happy, and it did literally get me through those weeks where I was at rock bottom, where I thought that I wasn't going to get over what it is that I was going through. And I think it's really, really important to try different things, but as soon as you find something that really gives you that escape, just do that, because it does really help. Number 4, talk. I had a counsellor for 6 months. When you're suffering from anxiety or stress, when I suffer from it anyway, I overthink things. And basically what happens when I overthink things is I make irrational decisions because I don't say things out loud that I'm thinking or I'm thinking about doing. So what I was doing was self-sabotage. I'd think certain things that were irrational, that when I'd say them out loud, people would be like, what the hell? Why are you thinking like that? Talking about things, it helps you to rationalise thoughts, and it helped me to think what was okay, what was normal, what wasn't normal. And yeah, whether it's a counsellor, whether it's your mum, whether it's your dad, whether it's your sister, whether it's friends, just talking to somebody, it helps. You know, it is proven, I think, that it helps. There is nothing worse than just sitting with your own thoughts and just going through things one after the other. Talking 100% helps, absolutely. Number 5, last one. Basically, when you've done through 1, 2, 3 and 4, you just think, okay, I can do it. And remember that nothing is ever as bad as it seems, because if you are getting stressed and if you are getting anxious a lot of the time, it's because big issues, and they don't come around that often. So like with me, if I'm struggling and with anxiety at a certain time, I just think, well, you know, for example, if it's hormonal, I just think, oh God, it's gonna be over in a few days, do you know? Like, if this makes sense, then that'd be great. If I can't pinpoint what I'm worrying about, then it's absolutely not worth worrying about. But whatever it is, you just think, right, I know that I can get over this, and I absolutely can. Number 5, just remember, nothing literally is ever as bad as you think it is. So I need to hurry because the battery is about to die. But yeah, there are my 5 things, what I do to manage my own anxiety. So if you do take anything away from this, then that is a massive thing for me. Make sure you comment below if you would like to put your own things about things that you do to help you. Put your comments in there, and also make sure you subscribe to me, because there's going to be lots and lots of things coming up. Next week I do have my swap shop, so make sure you head over to my Instagram. Also remember, it's okay not to be okay, as they say. And yeah, I love you all, and make sure you subscribe, hit the bell notification button, and I will see you in my next video.